as we're preparing to live stream. And we are live. Hello and welcome, everybody. I feel like I've been on YouTube all day today. Thank you for coming and joining us to our Lightworker Secret to Success YouTube channel. We are so glad to have you here with us. We've got the whole gang today: Rebecca, Colette, Amanda, and Adam, and myself, Pamela. If you haven't subscribed yet, you just found this by mistake. It's never a mistake. It was meant to be. So go ahead and like us, subscribe, and hit that little notification button so that when we go live, you'll know we're going live, so you won't miss anything. So today we are talking about what our 2021 intentions are, what we're going to manifest for 2021. So who wants to go first?
I'll go first because I had an incredible sign from the universe today about 2021. Just a few hours ago, this man called me up, and he is with a big publishing company in New York City. And I really hadn't ever heard of them before. Usually this time of year, because I wrote a book, that came out in 2014, I self-published it. I start to get phone calls from these companies that want to help me market my book. And they usually want a lot of money in order to do it. And they want to reprint it and do all these things. And it gets very complicated. And it never sounds that good. So I always just blow them off. But this guy really sounded cool. And he gave me 3 websites to look at that represent his company. They have a magazine, they have a book publishing company, they have a division that writes scripts for movies from books. And he proposed to me that they would do a 2-year contract working with me to market my book. And it sounded better than any of the other deals I've ever been offered. So I'm very, very optimistic. They're basically publicists that put your book out there in the right places. I've learned in the marketing world, you're just kind of throwing mud against the wall if you don't know specifically where to put your marketing money and intentions. It just kind of disappears. Because my book did come out in 2014, so I've been doing different things with it. I used to give book talks in libraries, and I've advertised it on Facebook and Amazon. And I actually sell a few books every month on Amazon and through Balboa Press. But you really only make pennies on a book when you sell it through someone that self-published it for you, like Balboa Press. Believe it or not, you don't make a lot of money. But there are ways to make money with books if you market it right and you get enough books sold. Like with this particular company, if I sold 1,000 books, I would make $7,500 profit from the sale of the books, which sounds better than any of the other deals I've ever had. So that was kind of interesting because you never know how something's going to fall out of the sky and, maybe give you something that you've been having on the back burner, because I really hadn't been thinking about my book at all. I kind of forget about it. I haven't really been doing any active marketing with it, but sometimes things happen and you never know what they can lead to. So I'm excited about just moving ahead in 2021 as more of a transformational coach / light worker who is working in the realm of transformation and bringing more light into the world through the things that I do, because I don't like to go down into those lower realms in the 3D world where you have to live in fear and by the laws of matter. I'd rather live by the divine laws. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just going to keep my thought as high as I can. And I happen to know from past life experience that you can manifest amazing things once you accept it and believe it and claim it and own it. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to own all sorts of good things that are going to be coming my way and everyone else's way that is in my world for 2021.
I love that. I love that, Rebecca. Thank you for sharing. And we remember your book, although I haven't purchased one. I think Colette, didn't you purchase her book, Colette?
I bought her Udemy course, actually.
Oh,
Right.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Is it part of that whole thing?
No, the Udemy course came out before maybe after the book, but my app has my book on it. You can actually read 2 chapters for free if you go to my app, Inner Power with Rebecca Tripp, which I know is on the Apple store. I'm still waiting for it to get into the Android store, because it's a new app, and for some reason Robert didn't get in it. The man that built my app hasn't gotten it into the Android right away, but I keep texting him to make that happen.
Okay.
But it is free.
That's good to know.
Yeah, and you can see the book.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I want to share with you guys really quick. So I keep telling you I took an Access Consciousness Bars class 2 weeks ago, and I learned how to do energy pulling, which I didn't know how to do that prior. And so I've been doing energy pulls, and one of the things she always says, what do you want to get out of this class? And I was like, I really want to manifest a house. So we worked on that. And last night I had a dream that and I don't always remember my dreams, so it's going to be a little fuzzy, but I remember this, the majority of it. So I was, I think I was going from one apartment to another apartment, and something happened where I was living at, like, it wasn't going to, I wasn't going to be able to just move in right away. So I was like, well, what am I going to do for 30 days? Cause I was like, I was arguing with the office staff on the phone. I was like, you guys, I can't move in. And it was so funny because the date I remember was 7/31. They said, you can't move in until 7/31. And I'm like, but my lease ends. So what am I supposed to do for 30 days? And they're like, we're so sorry. We just don't have anything for you. We only have a 1-bedroom. And I'm like, a 1-bedroom? I need a 4-bedroom, right? And so I'm like, there's no way. I was like, how would I? So then in my dream, I'm like, I'd have to live by myself, with all my kids, right? I was like, So anyways, but then I woke up today and I was just like, oh my gosh, what if that has something very significant? In my dream, I'm like, this 30-day thing between, being in one place and then not having anywhere to go for 30 days. I was just thinking oh, I wonder if that's because I'm manifesting this house. I'm not supposed to be moving into an apartment. I'm supposed to be moving into this house. So now I just remembered that there's that significant date of July 31st. So I don't know. I mean, anything is possible. And I'm really excited because that is one thing that I want to manifest for 2021 is moving into a big enough house that can house and have enough rooms that I can do all the things I need to do. Cause I want to have a little healing room in there where it's my office plus healing, because right now it's a little challenging to have people come and have healings. They can come, but it just doesn't feel comfortable for me. Cause I'm in the middle of my living room or the middle of my office, or my office is my dining room. Cause I'm in this little small apartment. So, I'm like, if I could just manifest this room where it's big enough to have my massage table, so I could run Access Bars, and then I can do my energy healing and whatever else I want to do. I'm already creating that and pulling energy for that. So that's what I'm manifesting for 2021, and to help other people. Because if I can have my own space and feel comfortable and free, I like things to be confidential. I don't like to just talk in front of people. And sometimes, when I have little kids, they walk past, and I always wear earphones so that nobody else can hear what the other person on the other end is saying. However, they can still kind of hear what I'm saying. So it makes me uncomfortable. And I have to keep my kids in their bedroom, okay, I have a session, so stay in your room. So that's what I'm really trying to manifest for 2021, so that I can help raise the consciousness, help raise the vibration for everybody. And I have been getting a lot of people messaging me for twin flame, and they really want help, reuniting, finding their twin flame if they're a twin flame. And it's just happening organically. I'm not putting anything out there. They're just coming in. It just comes up naturally in conversation. I'm like, well, let me tell you a little bit about that. So that's cool too. So I'm just keeping that open. And seeing where that may go. So that's exciting. And what else? So the house, and then, and I'm going to be actualizing more money coming through my way, and in different passive sources of income. So I can already vision that. One thing we should talk about, you guys, is how we can vision those things and keep those things in our vision, and then talk about them, write a plan for those things to happen. Because when we're talking about it and we're writing things down and we're holding each other accountable, then that's when we can start to see those things come to fruition much faster if we're just thinking about them.
Excellent point. Writing things down has always worked amazingly for me.
It was so cool. Our church was talking about that yesterday in service. Like they did it kind of on stage, because they had people, like they asked if anyone was sick, and this lady raised her hand and she's like, I have cancer. So he had her come on stage and he was like, okay, I want you to visualize, like, he's like, what would you do if you didn't have cancer? And she's like, I'd be running around, I'd be playing with my kids. I'd be exercising. I can't exercise right now. He's like, okay, I want you to see yourself, close your eyes and see yourself running around and playing with your kids. And then he like prayed over her. So that's like, it's energy, right? It's energy clearing.
Yeah.
So that's how the church does it. They cast out demons. So he like cast out disease, and he cast out like anything in the way of her healing. And then he's like, all I want you to do is focus on your body's healed and it's already done, and have gratitude. So it's like gratitude in advance. So it's kind of fun. Like the church like was talking about manifesting, but like in a churchy way.
Mm-hmm. Good stuff.
That's really awesome too. I love that.
Cool. And for me, Amanda, I love that you're doing those things. And, we talk about it regularly in our mastermind to vision and get a lot of clarity. One of the things that I've said that I'm going to have, I'm not even manifesting, I'm going to have it. It's done deal. It's been ordered through the universe, the bank of the universe, and it is coming. I just don't know when, but it is coming. And I actually got to test drive one today, actually two of them, which is my Tesla. And I got to tell you, it's just such a awesome feeling. And I can't wait till that car is like literally in my garage. And I don't know when it's going to happen. I just know that soon it's going to happen. So that is the one thing that I'm obviously manifesting. One thing for light workers, I think that most of us have a real difficult time accepting money, asking for money, wanting more money. For whatever reason, there's been a money block that's been put in us for a very, very long time. Some of us have, achieved, high salaries at one point, and now it's kind of dropped back off. But I really believe the things that, especially this group, that a lot of us are really tapped into are the new 5D world that is opening up. So as things are shifting, and those of that can see the world shifting, you know what I'm talking about. And that when you're into that information flow and you're absorbing it and you're able to harness the energy that's going through it, the stuff that's opening up, I can see a clear path now that within 6 months from now, I can clearly see myself making between $30,000 and $300,000 a month. And I'm that clear with it. And I don't know exactly what to do, but I have a really good idea what I need to do. And what that does for me is that when I'm able to do that, anyone who is connected with my inner circle, I can also duplicate it for them, because what I'm doing is very, very easily duplicatable. And with what's out there right now, and if you're not into cryptocurrencies, I'd highly recommend to get into cryptocurrencies, because just where it's going, I've been into this course that's been going on as of late. I've and they're talking all about the history of cryptocurrency, why it was started, how it was started, and where it's actually going. And if you're not in tune to it, or you think it's just too high tech for you to understand, I'm just going to be upfront and honest with you. It's really not high tech and difficult to understand. It's just new. And that's all that it is. It's just not the old way, the old money paradigm that, by the way, for 120 years, or since, sorry, 1913. So what's that, 107 years? It was designed to fail. It was designed to keep everybody in poverty and everybody in debt, and to cause massive debts throughout the world. It was designed that way. And all it is a simple math equation. So I figured it out. And the math that I've ran in the companies that I'm with right now, and what I'm doing online, it's just a matter of time now. I'm just getting started, and I'm being upfront with it. I'm not making that amount of money right now. I'm really not. But I know now clearly what I need to do and what's next. So, some of the things that I'm going to say for 2021, I am going to have another little kitten at some point. Probably a dog. I'm not sure what kind of dog yet. We're in discussions about what kind of dog for me and my wife. And out of all weird things, is I really want a parrot. I want a talking parrot. I don't know. It's just been something that's been on me for a while. And you can see behind me, you obviously know that this is a green screen behind me, but I am going to own a log cabin house. I'm not sure if it's in 2021 or not, but I do know it soon. And with my Tesla and being able to drive, sort of go anywhere in the world, travel wherever I want to go, those are the things that I really have on tap. We're creating an online community that just really helps and supports and keeps me accountable and keeps others accountable for their dreams or goals or desires. And I'm happy to be part of it, and I'm happy to grow it. And I know that we have a winning product with it. Once the masses start to catch on to it, I know that this is something that's really, really going to take off, and it's really, really going to go quick. So that's kind of what I got going on for 2021. I've already got an amazing relationship with my wife. I mean, we just get along so well. I don't even know if we've ever fought in 10 years. Maybe we've had one or two disagreements. I don't even know what they were about, but I know one of them, what they were about. And anyways, I've got an amazing relationship. My friends that are around me, my inner circle, I've got, a nice house that I'm already happy with, but I'm satisfied. But I'm ready for more. I'm ready to take the next steps, not because greed, just because that's what I really want. And I really want to show others on exactly what to do and how to do it. And I'm happy to sort of take this lead and run with it, and show that there's another way, there's another possibility. If you're ready for it, it's there. And one of my favorite sayings is, whatever you're looking for, it's also looking for you too. So the question is are you clear enough to even know what you're looking for? Because I know I am clear. I'm crystal clear on exactly what it is. And I'm pretty sure I know the plan, although it may change. But I know that I'm going to get to that end goal one way or another. So that's all I got. So I hope that helps. I hope that inspires. If you need help with it, just please just respond in the comments, and we'll reach out and I'll help you personally. Free. Just join the community for free. It's quite easy to go to acornlifemastery.com. Just click onto that and just join for free. There's nothing you got to do. And you'll see that we got a lot of like-minded people in there that are just looking to help and grow and be successful. Pamela, how about you? I don't know if you've gone yet.
No, I hadn't. I was going to let Colette, but that's okay. I think it's like there's so much. Because I'm happy. Alan and I, actually, my heart and I were talking the other day about, we live in an RV, and I got to thinking the other day, because we listen a lot to Rascal Radio, and they, about how they talk about going out and dream building and experiencing your dreams. And I realized that I hadn't been doing that lately, because we got our dream. This is what we wanted, right? but then I got to thinking, okay, but there's things that if I was to do this differently, and I had said to him, so the next RV we're just going to pay cash for, and we're going to have it designed to fit us. Instead of looking for the ones that is the best for what you want. It's like, because now that we've lived in one now for 3 years, there's things that you just learn that you don't necessarily know when you're going into it. So we would want a bigger kitchen. I want more cabinet space and countertops where we can actually, because the RV that we live in, you have to take the sink and put it back. The countertop is the sink. So if you want the sink, you have to take the counter down. So you can't do both. You're using the counter or you're using the sink. There's not a combination. And so there's those kind of things. It's like, we've learned as we're going through that what we'd like to, just to change and stuff. But I was thinking about, because I had mentioned to you guys before we started recording that I was talking to somebody today about what does the 5D world look like for me, and what does that mean? And to me, that's like, there's not going to be anybody hungry, right? Everybody's going to have a place to live. There's not going to be anybody homeless, and there's not going to be, there's so many things that today people just, they take for granted. Well, because always, of course, there's homelessness. There's always going to be. No, there doesn't have to be, and of course people are hungry. They go to bed hungry. No, they don't have to be. We have more than enough food. And so it's things like that that I look at, and then the realization that, like you had talked about, Adam, your inner circle, the people you associate with, and I look at how much my inner circle over the last 3 years has changed. My heart was talking. He does work with on the ranch for one of the our landlords. We rent the land we live on, and it's interesting how perspectives. We talked about things being a perception, right? And he was talking to the landlord's brother the other day, and Brandon was like, if I don't make $100,000 a month, then I'm broke. And a lot of people would think, I don't make $100,000 a year. And he's talking a month, $100,000 a month profit. And so that whole concept of like, it's a perception. What do you expect and what are you claiming, right? And that's, I think, what we're doing for 2021. We're looking at, okay, this is what I'm claiming. This is what I'm wanting. I want to have the ability to do, to once again travel. I missed, this is the first year, and over 3 years we have done no traveling whatsoever. And because we've always done that in the past. We've always gone and spent 3 weeks on the road, just going to state parks, doing, what was it, a couple of years ago? I did that one we were doing when we were doing Master Key System, and I got to meditate in that one in the middle of that stream with the waterfall nearby. So there's things like that that we haven't done. So I'm seeing that again. I'm claiming the ability to go and do that again, and just be able to go places and experience places that I've never had the opportunity to experience yet. And the people that, there's so many, I was thinking today, because there's so many people that are there that have, I remember when I was a taxi driver, I met some really phenomenal people and had some remarkable conversations. And so just being able to do that again and go out and connect with people and just have those, find out what are they leaving for legacy? What are they envisioning, and what do they want to do to change the world? Even if it's just their own little piece of the world, right? Because some people don't think about the world, that they go, I can't do anything. But so what are you doing to change your own little piece of that world? Is it just, maybe it's a community garden, maybe it's reading to kids at a library, maybe it's visiting seniors, whatever that is for them. And I think that's where we lose connection. Sometimes we think that it has to be something big. We talked about that the other day about the legacy. It has to be something huge. It doesn't have to be. It can be something, it's what makes a difference. And so that's what I just see that there's going to be all these different things. It's kind of like that movie we've watched, What's It Gonna Take for Us All to Thrive? It's that kind of thing where they're just, everybody is contributing and everybody has, right? That's for me, that's what I'm seeing for 2021. It's going from that 3D all about me world to that 5D where it's about everybody. And it's that concept of one for everyone. What about you, Miss Colette?
Oh, it's so beautiful, Pamela. Thank you. You guys have given us such great ideas. Just promoting ourselves and getting our vision into the world and energy pulls and yeah, and just owning what you want. So for me, my word I feel for 2021 is expansion. And so my goal with pretty much everything I do is to build communities of people, because the older I get, the more I realize like how much faster we can go with each other. And so I used to be kind of like, I'm independent. I can do everything by myself. I don't need help. I can heal myself. I can do everything myself. But the last few years, having communities to support me in my goals, I mean, there's no way I could be where I am today without my communities. And so I'm really just committed to creating and expanding the communities that I'm in and ending the abuse cycle in the world. So that's my big purpose, is ending the abuse cycle in the world by bringing people together. Because if people can't talk about things, if they don't have a place to share what they're feeling, then it just gets trapped inside of them. And then that creates addiction, that creates like all kinds of problems for people in their lives when they try to do things on their own and stay in their own like bubble. And so I'm really committed to that. I would love to open a retreat center on a farm, or in a big open space like Amanda. So I'm learning how to grow things right now, so that's fun. But yeah, just having like a big space where people can come, they can camp, they can hold events and do retreats, and I can do my healing work. And I'm just really excited about all of that. And I'm getting a Healy. I don't know if you guys know what Healys are, but they're little machines that heal like your frequencies. And so I'm gonna, oh, you have one. Yay. That's cool. I'm ordering mine like today. And so I'm really excited to see what I can do with that. Because I do Access Consciousness bars too, and I'm a facilitator, and I teach people how to run the bars. And I actually had a client today, had an amazing session. And it's just amazing because a lot of people just really don't have we lost Adam. They really just don't have a place to share what's really in their heart, because for so long people were taught like, oh, like toughen up, don't feel like, especially if you have like kids or whatever, like you're really taught to just like suck it up and deal. And so I'm really wanting to make it okay to feel and express and come together so other people hear you. Because I know for me, things that seem just so shameful to me, and I don't want to tell anyone, and I'm just like have all this like shame and I'm feeling terrible and I'm hiding, like I tell people and they're like, oh, it's okay, it's not that bad. And then it's like it's gone, and then I'm free. I'm not like weighted down by this guilt and shame that I was feeling. And it's because other people gave me that permission that it's really not that bad. Like whatever I thought was this horrible secret, that's really nothing to really be ashamed of. And so creating those spaces, Acorn community, this group of amazing people is one place that I'm just really grateful for. Love to have you join us. Really great for just accountability. So for someone like me who's all over the place with my goals and I have so many things to create, sitting down and having Adam be like, okay, what are you doing next? So yeah, just all of these communities I'm a part of, so just grateful for them. So I'm going to be playing with all of the tools that I'm already doing, the bars, but I can only do that in person. So I'm excited about the Healy because I guess it's kind of similar to the bars, except you can do it remotely. So that's really cool. So I'm looking forward to sending Healy energy to people, in addition to the other energy stuff that I do with people. So yeah, just expanding my toolbox basically so that I can create this healing space for people. So that is my vision for 2021.
That's awesome. When you were talking, it because it reminded me of, and I don't know if you've ever read it or not. If you haven't, you might want to look it up. There's a book. It's called The Elves of Lily Hill Farm, and I don't remember the author's name. I know it was written by a woman. Um, I think it might be, it's either Penny or Kelly is the last name, or that may be the whole name. I don't remember. But it talks about she actually learned how to do things with the land, and she was taught through the spirits of the elves. And if I remember right, she actually became one of the largest grape producer for Welch's,
Hmm.
doing everything. So no fertilizers, no chemicals, all this kind of stuff. It was just, I remember reading it when I was like a teenager or late teens, and thought that it was just really, really cool.
Hmm.
But I'm sure it's still out there in print somewhere. Probably
I
Amazon.
love that. I just watched a video about a woman who talks to water. I guess like she was going to have her house flooded. And so she talked to the water and she said, hey, like, don't go this way, don't go this way, don't go this way. And then she had to go out of town. And when she came back, the water had split. And then the water kept talking to her and telling her, like, hey, come and pray. Send your vibration into the water because the water's everywhere. So if you send like your desires into the water, it can rain, it can go in as snow, it can go as a waterfall. So you can send your intention out through the water, which I thought was so cool.
Yeah,
Right.
there was another experiment that was done with water where they played different types of music for water, and what it did to the vibration in the water was pretty remarkable on what happened.
Yeah, that was a what is his name? The Japanese gentleman who did that.
Dr.
Mhm.
And,
Emoto.
right,
Dr.
and not just music, but even words.
Yes. Well, you know what else you can do with water? Just take a glass that's clear glass and put water in it, and you can meditate over it. You know, get really and put your intention into the water for what you want. Or if you're not feeling well, you can just put your intention into the water that you're healthy and then drink it. And because water is a conductor. That's why it picked up the different shapes for the crystals with the music. It's very sensitive.
Well, and if you think about our body, what, like 70% or more?
Yeah.
And
Amazing.
Amanda, you have something like a number or something that you're supposed to put on a glass of water, right?
Well, there's a bunch of different numbers that it changes. Oh gosh, what was his name? He's on my Facebook, and I was following him, and there's depending on what you're trying to do, there's different numbers that you can place like on a jug of water, or you can write it on your arm in blue ink. I did that for Mariana, my 11-year-old, a couple years ago. She was having problems with math, and I was like, well, and so I looked it up, like this number that she could put. So I said, okay, so you have to put this number on your arm. It's going to help you to learn how to do math. And anyway, she wrote it, and she had it on there for like 2 weeks, and it just made her feel so much better knowing that she had this special number on her arm so that she could retain math and learn math better. And I think she did better with the math because she was happy about it, and she believed that that number was going to help her. And I also told her she could drink the water. There's also I think it's Dr. Karen Kahn. She has an actual free thing on her website where you download these energies. Is actually through music to the water. So you just get, like you guys said, a glass of water, a pitcher of water, whatever, and put it near the speaker and let all the music play into the water, and then you drink it. And it can help you with like changing your vibration. It can help you with releasing entities and demons, and it just brings you to a higher vibration. So that's another really good thing. Also, she says that you could put it in a squirt bottle, and you can go around and kind of squirt it around your house, around your room, so that if there's bad energy, it will neutralize. And so I looked into that too, because I want to help people in addiction. And one of the gals said, hey, have you thought about doing this? And I said, well, no. And so um I think it was Dr. Khan gave me the information, and so I went onto her web page and got that. So it was really cool. and I drank it and had my daughter drink it. And I was like, oh, we need to do it again, because we only did like a little tiny glass. And I was like, oh, geez, I need to make a lot of that stuff. So that's also really, really good and helpful as well.
Well, I know that his name is Bach. He did the flower herb essences and the water and the drops, and they did the whole testing along that too, where you would, depending on what was going on with you, you would mix those different drops and stuff and put them together. So yeah, it's a lot of different healing things out there that people can take advantage of. Just have to look, just be willing and open to it.
Sure.
So anything else before we end, guys?
I don't think so. That was pretty amazing.
Yeah, I think 2021 is going to be great, and I hope that you're with us. And I hope that if you haven't started to ascend and you want to, that you dig into it and figure it out. If you need help, just reach out. But 2021 is going to be awesome. I know big plans for 2020, and obviously there was some other plans that decided to take place instead. Whether you use those plans for leverage or you were sort of set back, just know that where you are is exactly where you're meant to be. And what did you learn from it? And if you feel like you did get thrown back a little bit in that storm, how can you come out ahead still? How can you get back to where you were or farther ahead, right? So this is just a big opportunity at this point. And get tied in, do things that can really start to move you forward as a light worker. And I believe in a lot of things that Pamela said, that there will be no more hunger. It'll be solved. There'll be no more cancer, no more disease, with the new technologies that are coming out in the 5D world. If you decide that you're going to stay in the 3D world, I believe that you're going to go through some real difficulties over the next little bit. I don't know for how long, but for a while, and it's not going to be easy. And so just stay positive and keep your vibration high. And if you're not sure how to get to the 5D world, reach out to us and we'll be happy to help you, guide you, show you the way, whatever it is. Just know that we're a light source and we're ready to help.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for listening. Thank you guys for being here. It's nice to have all 5 of us back together again. And again, if you haven't liked, subscribed to our channel, please do so. Please share it with people who you think might be. Feel free to look back at some of our older ones if you haven't seen them yet. We'd love to have you just make some comments. Let us know if there's something you want us to talk about. We're open. And thank you. Have a blessed week.